Welcome to It Is What It Is, a true crime podcast. I'm your host, Sean Marie, and I'm going to inform you guys about what's going on in the last 3 days of the true crime world, in my world. And so what you got first is Chris Watts, who I really think I'm going to start referring to come Watts again. Don't care if you guys hate me. There's two on him. Now, the Netflix one everybody's talking about. That's the American Murder, The Family Next Door. Okay. Then, 2 days ago, HLM did a Killer Dads episode about him, which gave you a lot more of his affair side. And then you have O.J. and Nicole, An American Tragedy on the ID channel, which I always said I was never going to do O.J. And I'm not doing the whole thing. Just want to point out some shit. And then, last night, my morning, Nancy Grace, who I really think is my mom, my biological mom. I feel like me and her would be connected. She just did Injustice with Nancy Grace, a Lori Vallow, A Mother's Madness on Oxygen Channel. So, those are the three four, technically. Douchebags covers two. Anywho, so on the Chris Watts one, for one, how dare you people fucking get mad at me for calling him Cum Watts? How dare? Did you not watch that movie, show, documentary, whatever you want to call it? Did you not watch it? Dude's a cum Watt. Horrible person. Who the F does that? Now, even though I already don't like him, and I wasn't going to say anything about that documentary because it is a good documentary. I like the way they did it. I like the perspective they did it. I like that it's all about the girls and Shanann and all of them. I like that. I like the way that they did that. That was a great documentary. And then at night, now that I work at nights, I watch Hulu TV. And I was watching Element. And they started doing a Killer Dads episode. I was not out there for it, but it was a new episode. So I was like, okay, we'll check it out. And they covered Chris Watts. Cum Watts. And it covers his affair. And when I go back and I look at the comments on at least all the people I know and stuff, everybody's like, oh my God, could you imagine being the side hoe and how she must feel, and there's no way she didn't know he was married. Oh, don't say she's a side hoe. She didn't know they were married. She thought they were being separated or whatever have you. Which, by the way, the only time you've ever hung out with your man for a consistent period of time and then you stop and then all of a sudden your shit, your whole life goes crazy, he may be married. Okay? FYI. Anywho, she went to that house on more than one occasion. So you're telling me, you guys have all seen the documentaries just as well as I have and everything else. You're telling me you go in that house and you walk in there and you're like, a single guy lives here. Yep. And then she sees a picture of Shanann and the girls, and she's like, wow, his wife is really hot. She's really pretty. Then you know what they do? When they pull that bitch's fucking web searches, according to the show, she's looking up threesomes. Mm-hmm. The whole thing is just disgusting and gross. And the only reason I wanted to bring it up is because all of you gave me such a hard time last time because I was so mean to the side girl and calling him kumwats. Don't hurt his feelings. Don't bully him. And then there's also this crazy chick who's going to see him that's on that special. Shocker, ain't the side piece. But she's like, now that he's had time to think, he really regrets it. He wants them around all the time. And he wants to be the great dad and the great person that he knows his girls know he can be. Get the fuck out of here. Ugh. If you haven't watched it, watch it. Because you think you hate him, like you think you do. And then you see that. And you're like, I despise you. Even though his mom, when his mom at his court, his mom's like, I want you to know we forgive you. I'm a mom. Don't comment and be like, if you were a mom, you would say the same thing. No. Sure wouldn't. I wouldn't. Fuck no. But I don't know. I hate Chris Watts with like a passion. Good documentary though. So really, if you haven't seen it and you think it's gonna be like, I don't know, bad, it's not. It's super, super good. Go watch that one. Okay, and then we go to the O.J. Nicole. And this was on the ID channel. 4 different platforms we're talking about, okay? We just did Netflix, HLM. HLM, I watch on Hulu. Now, we're going to switch to my favorite channel and do the Nicole and the OJ. And that's on the ID channel. Love them. It's OJ and Nicole, An American Tragedy. And you're like, why would they do a new episode on OJ and Nicole? Because that's just so forever ago. Then you watch it and not y'all, maybe y'all did, I have a newfound hate for 12 people I do not even know. The jurors on the OJ trial, for shame. For shame. The judge? For shame. So, in the show, you learn everything you already know, obviously, about the murders. How her and Ron Goldman were brutally stabbed outside of her home and left to die. OJ, high-speed chase, whatever. If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. Blah, blah, blah. We've all seen it. We've all seen it go into the, it's because he's black, she's white. Everybody was saying, he didn't do it. He's OJ. He's the juice. And by the way, if you want to go by the juice, there's obviously still something wrong with you. It's like I knew this guy growing up and his motherfucker wanted me to call Toast. My nickname's Toast. I don't bunch your dumbass head. OJ. Orenthal. Even a gross name. Anywho. So, we know. He kills them. And the only reason Ron's even there is to return her mother's glasses that were left at a restaurant. And so he, being the nice guy he was, takes them to her. In her home, as we all know, is the bubble bath, the melted ice cream, the sleeping children. We all know all this. What at least I didn't know, what I just came to know, and because her sister just read it on the show, so I'm assuming not the world knew, is Nicole wrote down everything. Everything. There's over 60 extremely detailed incident situations of where OJ beats her. And everything, like, it's written. It is all right there. And the judge didn't want to let it in. And then you watch it, and somebody on the show said that one of her friends, because they said the N-word a lot throughout the whole thing. And yes, I call it the N-word. Anyway, and she says that one of her friends' children was like, "Mommy, what's the N-word?" And she was like, "The N-word is Nicole." Even though we all know it's not. But it really was. There was also the non-spoken R word. You never hear Ron. It all turns into OJ. And OJ, 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 OJ. And 12 people sat there and were like, I would jump on that man's dick faster than anything in the world. There's no way he could possibly do it. That you let him get away with killing 2 innocent people. I mean, God, there was blood leading to the fucker's house. But it was planted, right? Racist cop. Yeah. For sure. You find me one person in this planet that I guess there are a bunch of OJ fans, so I guess I can't say that. But really, is there a person out there alive that legitly can say that they know for 110% OJ didn't do it? He wrote a book called I Did It. Ugh. God. And it makes you so sad because you're watching her sister talk about the whole thing all over again. And it's like we never get to truly mourn or even feel like her sister's death was like what mattered out of it was OJ. Not her. Not the fact that she was a mom. And the only thing that she wanted to do was to get her family back together, to not have a broken home, for this asshole not to beat her. And she truly loved him. Like, that was her crime. That was, if she did anything wrong in the world, she loved him. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Oh my God. And then I watch the Injustice with Nancy Grace, a Lori Vallow, a Mother's Madness. Love the title. That's on the Oxygen channel. And that just aired Thursday night. Technically, it's Friday. I'm on my lunch. Anywho. And then you find out, at least I learned, I didn't know this before. Did y'all know Chad's death, almost near-death experience or some shit, is the dude can't swim? And, like, almost drowned? Fool, you almost drowned in the ocean. And then you came out the ocean and said God talked to you. And you wrote a bunch of books. I can't even with these people. And I was 100% correct. The whole damn episode, like I said, Nancy, I love you. But the whole episode is like, Alex did it. Chad made her. She was a good person before Chad. If it wasn't for Chad, this wouldn't have happened. Alex wouldn't have killed anybody. It's Chad. Chad. And that Chad's wife goes to sleep with a cough and wakes up deceased. He wakes up to her deceased. Biggest crock of shit. You don't learn anything new. Obviously, because of Corona and everything else. It takes forever for fucking court proceedings. It's going to take forever. They're probably going to have their court together. So that's going to be gross. I'm like, I don't even... Everybody's like, they're not going to get... The kids aren't going to get justice. No, they're not. At least not complete full justice, no. Because Idaho is not going to do that. I don't believe. Truly hope I'm wrong. But, like, look out, like, and I understand Cova's, like, fucking everything up for everybody around everywhere. Both my brother's courts have been moved back. But, I don't know. I think putting it down as easily as saying Alex did it, it's all because of Chad's drowning and his near-death experience, that this is why this all happened. You're going to tell me that we're going to let her get away with murder in the first degree because she was a nice mom, and that she got dick whipped because she read a book? So, she read the book, she became obsessed, it was only because of the book. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding? No, you guys, she knowingly let those babies die. She knowingly knew that they were going to be put in his backyard. Like, it's murder. And you're blaming everything on him and his fucking swimming incident and his power that he controls people, which I still don't understand. At least I don't get it. I don't get cult leaders. I really don't. But, and then, like, and I'm not even going to say he's not even really a cult leader. Is one psycho bitch and her fucking friend a cult? I mean, yeah, he had a following, but those are just people who read his fucking almost drowning book and liked the way because it wasn't like all completely based on his life, and they know that. But, like, I don't know. I've never read one of his books. I can't say. Maybe it's just as great as Harry Potter or Twilight or something. I don't know. I don't imagine it is. But why do we just get to chalk it up like that? Why do we get to put everything on Alex and then that's it? None of the things that they're being charged with are going to put them in jail for the rest of their lives. Nothing. They're going to get out. They'll move on eventually. And I know, at least I know. In my heart of hearts, I know that there will be a murder charge before this is all said and done. Don't know who or what or whatever. I just know it will happen. It has to happen. Absolutely has to happen. Has to happen. It has to. It has to, I think. I hope it does. I don't know. I mean, even though y'all let Casey Anthony off, at least you charged her with murder. And that's another thing. Haven't we learned? Haven't we learned? I mean, thankfully, Chris Watts's thing was not left up to 12 people, because obviously when you put 12 people together, some stupid shit happens. Some good things too. I mean, there are cases in history that, like this, you've done what you're supposed to do. But in so many, it's like, what else did you need? What else did you need to get that done? Like in the O.J. case, really? What else did you need? And I get the whole glove thing, and it was a spoof. It was a spoof. His lawyer was like, hey, just so you guys know, we're thinking we might have O.J. try on that glove. Be aware. And then the state was like, oh shit, no, we gotta do it first. O.J. try on the glove. That should have never happened. That should have never happened. And what, if that didn't happen, that they would have been like, he's guilty? I don't think so. I think they still would have let him get away with murder. I don't know. There you go. It's the last 3 days of my TV watching. What horrible men. Like, 3 shitty men. 3 shit men. It's kind of like the 3 blind mice. Just 3 shit men. Except for one's walking among us because we're dumb and we let him go. Jesus. There's your update. Hopefully you like it. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, and yeah, all that. Follow me on Facebook at It Is What It Is, a true crime podcast. That's also the YouTube name. But yeah, you're watching it on YouTube. It's the only option I gave you. So just subscribe. Or you can follow me on Twitter at It Is What It Is 208, or Instagram at It Is What It Is Pod19, all together, no spaces. Yeah. Keep it classy, and I will see you guys next week.